how to move around the city, it's time to tackle the monuments that have made Rome famous worldwide. These 5 places are not simple tourist attractions. They are concrete testimonies of 2,000 years of history, engineering, and art that continue to amaze modern architects and historians. In this chapter, you'll find practical information on how to visit them in the best way, avoiding the longest queues and discovering details that most visitors miss. Let's start with the Colosseum, the amphitheater that defined an era. Emperor Vespasian began its construction in 72 AD to eliminate the artificial lake that Nero had created in his private palace. It took 8 years and the work of tens of thousands of laborers, many of whom were Jewish slaves deported after the destruction of Jerusalem. The Colosseum could hold between 50,000 and 80,000 spectators, and is the largest Roman amphitheater that has survived to our time in relatively intact condition. The true masterpiece is the Hypogeum, the system of underground passages beneath the arena. 28 elevators operated by counterweights allowed gladiators and wild animals to appear through hidden trapdoors. There was also a hydraulic system to fill the arena with water for naval battles. On the arena floor, a marble cross marks one of the 14 stations of the Via Crucis, installed in 1750 to consecrate the site. Below, foundations 12 to 13 meters deep rest on a drainage system that still functions today. But to see all this, you must first get inside without wasting hours in line. Here's the best strategy. Standard ticket €20, 18 euros plus 2 euros. Booking fee includes Roman Forum and Palatine Hill, valid 24 hours from first use. Purchase exclusively online at ticketing.colosseo.it. Please note, the time chosen during booking is mandatory and refers exclusively to entry to the Colosseum. The Roman Forum and Palatine Hill can be visited freely within the 24-hour validity of the ticket, before or after the Colosseum. But remember that once you exit the archaeological area of the forums, you cannot re-enter. The full experience, 24 euros, gives access to the Hypogeum and 5th level. Book weeks in advance. Best time. First slot between 8:30 and 9 in the morning when crowds are more manageable. With the mandatory time slot booking system, visitor flow is now distributed evenly throughout the day. If the Colosseum represented mass entertainment, the imperial forums were the true beating heart of Roman power. Here the fate of the empire was decided, justice was administered, and military triumphs were celebrated. Julius Caesar in 54 BC built the first personal imperial forum. Augustus, Nerva, Vespasian, and Trajan followed suit, creating the most important commercial, political, and religious center of the ancient world. Here Cicero delivered his orations, slaves and Chinese silk were sold, and deities from Egypt and Persia were worshipped, a true prototype of globalization. Trajan's column has a shaft 29.78 meters high, which, together with the base and statue pedestal, reaches a total of approximately 39.57 meters, the exact height of the Sella Hill, which connected the Quirinal to the Capitoline, that was excavated to build Trajan's Forum. 300,000 cubic meters of earth were removed by hand. The column has 200 meters of bas-reliefs depicting the conquest of Dacia in 2,500 figures. History's first comic strip. To explore this immense area without wasting energy, planning your entrance is crucial. Same ticket as the Colosseum, 20 euros, valid 24 hours from first entry. Roma Pass is worthwhile if you visit at least 4 paid attractions, 32 euros for 48 hours or 52 euros for 72 hours. Includes public transportation. Main entrance from Via dei Fori Imperiali, always crowded. Alternative, Via di San Gregorio through the Palatine Hill, the only access that truly guarantees less waiting. Go up to the Palatine, visit the archaeological area, then exit and access the forums with a view from above. Best times? Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9 or after 3 p.m. Now that you're inside with the right strategy, let me show you what almost all visitors miss. House of Augustus on the Palatine, booking plus €5. 2,000-year-old frescoes perfectly preserved. Clivus Argentarius, behind Trajan's markets, Roman road with original cobblestones. At 5 p.m., the golden light transforms everything. Terrace of Trajan's markets, separate ticket €15. Best view of the entire area. You see the sequence of forums, the Colosseum among the pine trees, St. Peter's Dome in the distance. From Imperial Rome, we move to Papal Rome. If the forums represented the political power of antiquity, the Vatican museums embody the cultural and spiritual power that has dominated Europe for centuries. Pope Julius II founded the Vatican Museums in 1506 to demonstrate that the papacy possessed the world's most important artistic heritage. Today, over 7 kilometers of exhibition routes and over 6 million visitors per year. The main problem is the crowds. A precise strategy is needed. And this strategy begins well before you reach the entrance. Online booking recommended, €20 plus €5 booking fee, €25 total. During a high season, April to October, it sells out weeks in advance. Best time? Friday and Saturday evenings from March to October, with special openings until 10:30 p.m. Last entry at 8:30 p.m. This is the ultimate experience. Crowds are halved, the atmosphere is rarefied, and the evening lighting enhances the details of marbles and frescoes in a unique way compared to the flat morning light. There's also the option of the last Sunday of the month with free entry, but prepare for 3 to 4 hour queues. It's only worth it if you have a really tight budget and lots of patience. If instead you want to experience something completely different, the museums in the early morning tours, about €75, allow you to enter an hour before public opening. The practically empty Sistine Chapel is an emotion you'll hardly forget. When you enter the Sistine Chapel, remember that photography and talking are strictly forbidden. The staff is very strict about this. Michelangelo spent 4 years of his life painting 343 figures on 800 square meters of ceiling, working lying down on scaffolding 20 meters high. 25 years later, he returned to complete the Last Judgment on the altar wall. Precisely because you cannot photograph, take the necessary time to observe calmly. Start from the ceiling with the creation of Adam in the center, then move your gaze toward the altar wall where the Last Judgment dominates with Christ, at the center surrounded by saints and the damned. When you exit the Sistine Chapel and pass through the last rooms, don't rush immediately to the exit. There's one last shot worth every second of waiting. Bramante's spiral staircase at the exit. Double helix staircase perfect for photos. Outside, the Vatican walls from Via Leone IV offer perspective of domes and palaces. A few steps from the Vatican museums, St. Peter's Basilica represents the pinnacle of Renaissance architectural ambition. Where the Sistine surprises you with its frescoes, St. Peter's overwhelms you with its impossible dimensions. Begun in 1506 by Pope Julius II, it took 120 years to complete. Bramante designed the floor plan, Michelangelo the dome, Bernini the colonnade, all to cover the tomb of St. Peter, crucified by Nero in 64 AD. The central nave extends for 186 meters, while the dome soars to 136 meters in height. But here's the paradox. The proportions are so perfect that everything seems normal size to you. It's only when you look at tourists in the distance and see them transform into ants that you understand the real scale of this place. The dome has an internal diameter of 42 meters and rests on 4 colossal pillars designed by Bramante, structures so massive they have guaranteed stability to the entire construction for almost 500 years. The problem is that this marvel is often suffocated by crowds, but there's a way to experience it in a completely different dimension. Basilica always free, but long queues. Best time, 7 in the morning. Opening, first 20 minutes practically empty. Alternative, Wednesday afternoon during papal audience. Everyone in the square. Basilica almost deserted. Dome, 10 euros with elevator. First 231 steps, then on foot. 8 euros, completely on foot. 551 total steps from Basilica level. Halfway through you walk inside the dome, you see up close the golden letters 2 meters high. From the terrace, Infinite Rome, best view at sunset. And once inside this immense cathedral, what truly deserves your attention? The first thing you must see is Michelangelo's Pietà, in the first chapel on the right as you enter. Michelangelo sculpted it at only 23 years old, and it's the only work he ever signed. If you look carefully, you'll find his name engraved on a sash crossing the Madonna's chest. Since 1972, it has been protected by bulletproof glass after a man struck it with a hammer. Below the basilica lie the Vatican grottos, accessible for free. Here, 91 popes rest in a labyrinth of underground chapels. But if you want to go even deeper, there's the Roman necropolis, a true pagan city of the dead, where what could be the authentic tomb of St. Peter is located. The special tour costs 13 euros, lasts 90 minutes, and must be booked on the Vatican Excavations website weeks in advance. After the Baroque opulence of the Vatican, we return to the origins of Roman engineering. The Pantheon is proof that, 2000 years ago, the Romans had already reached technical heights that still leave modern engineers speechless. Emperor Hadrian built it between 118 and 125 AD. It's the only great Roman construction that has survived intact to our time. Original walls, floor, and dome. The dome is the largest unreinforced concrete structure ever built. Modern engineers still study how it supports its own weight without steel reinforcements. Roman concrete with volcanic pozzolana hardens over time instead of deteriorating. At the center of the dome is the oculus, a 9-meter opening. It has rained and snowed inside for 2000 years. When it rains, the floor gets wet and the water is disposed of through an efficient underground drainage system. The floor is slightly convex with 22 drainage holes that, though barely visible, ensure rainwater runoff. But how do they keep this marvel in balance? The secret is in the geometry and materials. The Pantheon is a challenge to gravity and geometry. Its structure is so perfect that the internal height is identical to the diameter, 43.30 meters, a measurement that would allow a perfect sphere to fit exactly within the volume of the building. To support such a mass, the Romans devised a brilliant density gradient. At the base, they used heavy travertine, while moving up toward the top, they lightened the concrete with tufa and empty amphorae. This stratification distributes tensions masterfully, allowing the dome to resist for millennia. The most incredible experience occurs at exactly 12 noon. On sunny days, a ray passes through the central oculus, illuminating the interior for 3 minutes, while when it rains, a perfectly circular column of water is created that makes the atmosphere magical. Before going, it's good to know that since 2023, entry for non-residents costs 5 euros, audio guide included. The site is open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., except Sunday, which closes at 6 p.m. Remember that last entry is 30 minutes before closing. For Saturday, Sunday and holidays, online booking at least 24 hours in advance is strongly recommended to avoid waiting or closures due to overcrowding. Inside you can pay homage to the tombs of illustrious figures, such as the great Raphael, buried here since 1520, and Vittorio Emanuele II, first king of Italy, whose remains rest in this ancient pagan temple transformed into a church. These 5 monuments represent the historic heart of Rome. Visiting them with the right preparation, at strategic times, and with attention to details transforms a tourist tour into an experience that stays with you. In the next chapter, we continue with the other 5 essential treasures: Trevi Fountain, Spanish Steps, Castel Sant'Angelo, Villa Borghese, and one last hidden gem that completes the picture of imperial and Baroque Rome.